again, folks, and welcome back to another video. And it is a very, very special games pickup episode because I have managed to complete my Pokemon Soul Silver in the box with the Pokewalker. If you know retro games and Pokemon especially, you will know this is quite a pricey item and why I'm very excited. But I did not pay top dollar for this. So if you want to find out how I managed to get this for a lot cheaper than you'd expected, stick around.
Game pickups! Building the games room! Rush tricks! Live game hunting! Oh yeah!
Spoiler alert, that is not the only Pokemon game we're going to be talking about today in this pickups video. And also I'm going to be giving you folks watching loads of tips on how to pick up games cheap, how to get the best deals, and how to boost that game collection. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday live at 5, and I also want you to come along for the ride. So let's get to the game pickups. First of all, a question for everyone watching. Am I the only person who goes into B&M and always comes out with not what I was meant to be buying? So recently I went in, I was meant to be buying cat litter, and the first one I came out with was this Assaultron Fallout Pop vinyl. You know, I kind of accidentally collect these. I see one I really like, such as this one, and I'll add it. If it's video game related, chances are I'm going to pick it up. And also, I picked up another one of these Xbox official lights from there. So this was only £6, and I think it was on offer, but I just really like these. They just look really cool among the games room, as you can see up on the shelf behind me. This next pickup was actually a gift. It was gifted to me by a friend whilst I was at One Life Left 22. Yeah, it is the Dreamcast keyboard and it is mint in the box. So he did the wise thing and picked up a big bundle of retro gaming and passed this and whatever I am onto myself. And this thing really is a thing of beauty. Like, look at that, in such good condition for something from the early 2000s. It is in great condition. So there wasn't a massive number of games that were supported by this. You know, you could play your first person shooters using this and the mouse, which is getting quite expensive, the mouse. But of course you could play Typing of the Dead with this, which, you know, now makes me think, how can I get a copy of Typing of the Dead to work on my UK Dreamcast? The other item I was gifted is this amazing Dreamcast light gun. It is one of my favourite light guns. I definitely now know I need to pick up House of the Dead 2, as this is the best way to play it outside of the arcades. This next pickup may seem a bit weird, but it is a reason behind the madness. So the reason I picked up this copy of FIFA 13 for just £1 off eBay is because, of course, it's for the Wii U. There was a time when I was really considering going for a full selection of the Wii U PAL releases. There's only 165 games been released for this very underrated console. Sadly, some of them are getting very, very expensive now, but I still will pick them up cheap when I can. One way in which I like to save money when I'm buying my games is waiting until a long while after release to pick them up. So, as we all know, Dying Light 2 is out now, so I reckon a lot of people are playing that and probably loving it. And I decided to go back and purchase the original Dying Light. So you can pick this up pretty cheap now. It's still a solid game. And the thing is, I have such a massive backlog of games, I don't mind waiting until some get a little bit cheaper. So I have actually been playing this game quite a lot recently, and to be honest, I'm not really sure what I feel about it. It just seems overtly difficult, and it just seems like the game is out to get you all the time. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more like Dead Island, where you just kind of slash the zombies and just do kind of hit and runs attacks. This one seems a bit too Dark Souls-y to me, but let me know in the comments below, does this one get easier as it goes on, or is it just a slog all the way to the end? One piece of advice I always remember seeing here on YouTube is to tell people you collect games. And it's so true. Seriously, if you take nothing away from this video, tell people you collect video games. You'll be surprised what will happen. Such as this copy of Pandemonium that I bought off somebody from my work. It's because he goes around charity shops and normally picks up clothes, and saw this game and picked it up. I didn't ask him how much he picked it up for. I did get it off him for £11. It sells for about 16 in CX, so pretty happy to add this classic PS1 Black Label game into the collection. One thing I definitely recommend if you are video game collecting in this day and age is to make sure you connect with your fellow collectors, because you can get some really good deals and it's just all about getting to know the scene. So I'm on like a large number of groups on Facebook, and one of my favourite ones is the original Xbox collectors group, and recently somebody was putting these games up for sale on there, and these are all sealed. So I picked all three of these up for £20. So firstly we have this GoldenEye Rogue Agent. As you can see, it's still sealed on the side, this copy of Headhunter Redemption, which evidently is as well an absolute banger. And this is also backwards compatible on the Xbox One. That one is still sealed. And finally, this copy of Rainbow Six Free, which has even got the plastic on the outside. It is a bit of a rough and ready one, but you know, these free games for £20 still sealed is why you want to make sure you're in these collecting groups. Here is the big question of this video then, which I'd like you to let me know in the comments down below. Do you collect sealed games? Do you keep your games sealed? I, for one, don't per se go out of my way to pick up sealed games. I will if they are super cheap, but for me, if it's a game I want to play, I am going to open it and enjoy it, because that is what video games are for. But let me know in the comments below, are you an opener or a sealer? There is only one thing better than video games, and that is free video games. And that is why you have to keep an eagle eye on Facebook Marketplace. I managed to pick up all of these games, plus more, for free. And there's some decent games in here. So we have Need for Speed Underground, MotoGP 2, James Bond, Agent Under Fire, a lesser known Bond game, but a good one nonetheless. An absolute classic on the PS2, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. This was the game that really kind of caught my eye when I saw it. This one is a couple of quid, this game. So yeah, definitely glad to get this one for free, and a Capcom game I haven't played, so looking forward to checking that one out. If you ever get a PlayStation bundle, there is going to be a Buzz game, but I don't actually have this one. And finally, one of the most underappreciated wrestling games of all time, Def Jam Vendetta. But I managed to pick up even more awesome stuff for free on Facebook Marketplace. This person had listed a large amount of video game stuff on there, and basically I was just cheeky and asked if I could have it all. So she also had listed some free PlayStation 3 stuff. So we have FIFA 15 and NBA 2K15. Nothing really to write home about. This one is surprisingly good trading at CX, but I don't have it in the collection. I probably will keep it in the collection, but it is a tempting trade. The reason I really went after this one though is because they had two free PlayStation 3 controllers, and seriously, you can never have enough controllers, especially when it comes to PlayStation 3, as the triggers on these go all the time, and if not, these trade in for about £10 each at CX. But the fun doesn't end there. I also managed to get some free Wii stuff off the same person. So with the way petrol costs in a minute, it was good to get loads of stuff in one hit. So I got a copy of Just Dance for the Wii, a game I pick up all the time if for nothing else, just to chuck into CX. A copy of Wii Fit Plus, because there is more copies of this on the planet than there is people. The Biggest Loser USA, which is, you know, probably classic Wii shovelware, but at this point, I just keep getting Wii games. I don't even know how. And also, Dance Stage Hottest Party. So, this is one of those games you have to play with a dance mat. And guess what else I managed to get for free? Of course, that's right. I managed to get an absolutely huge dance mat for the Wii. Will I ever play it? Probably not. Will it stay in the collection? Yes, it will, because I am a terrible, terrible hoarder. And yeah, stuff like this is the weird stuff I like to have in my collection. Here we have then our first Pokemon game on the video, and it is Pokemon Ultra Sun for the 3DS. So, as we all know, the Wii U and 3DS shop is soon to be closing, and this is the kind of game that is going to go through the roof. These Pokemon games at the moment are not very expensive. This one was only £30, and it is the fan edition, and these are super cool. If you've never seen one of these before, it comes in like this cardboard sleeve, and inside you of course get a copy of the game, which not a lot of collector's editions do these days, and you also get an awesome looking steelbook. As I said, I think in the years to come, these are going to get more and more expensive, so now is the time to pick them up or pay a lot more further down the line. We've come to the final pickup, and it is of course that Pokemon Soul Silver, and it does have a bit of a story, so please stick with me. So many moons ago I made a gaming pickup video where I talked about the Poke Gamble, which my theory is if you buy the separate components of a game like Pokemon, it will be cheaper. I will of course link that video down in the description below. So originally what I had, which I inherited from my brother, was this copy of Pokemon Soul Silver, and it was just the cartridge. So the cartridge alone for this game is actually really expensive now. So what I did, I wanted to make this complete. So I went on eBay and managed to get just the case, which also has the instructions inside. I managed to get this at a deal for £10, which is pretty good. So then we can take that empty cart and pop it in to the case. So then we have the cased version. So this is about £70 on CX. But then what I did was I managed to get the cardboard outer sleeve. This did cost 40 quid for just the cardboard. This is what I mean. Pokemon is insane. And the other thing that we need to make this the full set is the Pokewalker. So with this, you could literally record your steps. So you could actually get your steps in, and they would hatch eggs in the game. And this was a really cool thing. You got to think, this is way before Pokemon Go was a thing. This is how forward thinking Pokemon was. So this was £10. We'll put it back in here, so it's very precious now. So that was £10. We add that to our £40 outer box, which came very well shipped. Then we can add in our loose game into here. So the game is then fully complete. So we have managed to do this for about £60, about half the price this would normally have cost in CX. It may sound like a lot of legwork, but we've managed to get one of the most iconic, expensive Pokemon games boxed complete for half the price it would have been in CX. Adding this Pokemon Soul Silver to my collection has really spurred me on to really push for going for more Pokemon games for the collection, and eventually aiming for that full Pokemon set, as it's only going to get harder and harder as the games get more and more desirable. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, it really does help, and subscribe, as I put new videos out every single Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus videos, so I don't want you to miss any of it. Once again, thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, keep playing the game. See y'all soon!